In a world where commitments often fade, there are women of faith who chose to carry the torch of ministry even after walking through the valley of loss. Today, we're remembering the faithful wives of the Gaither Homecoming family, women who stood beside their husbands in ministry, and when the time came, carried the legacy forward with grace, strength, and unwavering devotion. Faye Speer. Fay Speer stood by her husband Brock Speer, one of the founding voices of the Speer family. When Brock passed away in 1999, Faye didn't stop. She continued singing and sharing the gospel through the Gaither Homecoming family for 16 more years, until her own passing in 2015. Her life was a beautiful picture of enduring faith. Vestal Goodman. Known as the Queen of Southern Gospel, Vestal Goodman was a powerful voice alongside her husband, Howard "Happy" Goodman. When Howard passed away in November 2002, Vestal continued in ministry, singing and appearing at Gaither events for about one more year, until she passed in December 2003. Even in grief, she lifted her hands in praise. LuAnn Burger. After losing her husband, the brilliant pianist Anthony Burger, in February 2006, LuAnn Burger remained a strong and steady presence. Though she didn't take the stage herself, she honored Anthony's legacy through family ministry and support. Even today, nearly 19 years later, she continues encouraging others, especially through her daughter, who occasionally sings in Gaither Homecoming events, a quiet pillar of strength. And Downing and her husband, Paul Shirley Downing Jr., were a powerful team in Southern gospel music. Together, they founded the Downings and ministered across the country. When Paul passed away suddenly in 1991 and didn't walk away from ministry, instead, she stepped deeper into her calling, sharing her story, singing, speaking, and encouraging others through grief and loss. It's been over 30 years and is still faithfully ministering today. Her life proves that even in heartbreak, God can still use you powerfully. Eva Mae LeFevre. Part of the legendary LeFevre family, Eva Mae LeFevre remained active in ministry long after the passing of her husband, Urias LeFevre, in 1979. Eva Mae continued singing and appearing in Gaither Homecoming videos for over 20 years, until her own passing in 2009. Her life was a testimony to faithfulness through generations. Rebekah Speer. Rebekah Speer lost her husband, the legendary Ben Speer, in April 2017. But instead of stepping back, Rebekah stepped forward, continuing to sing, share, and honor Ben's lifelong impact on Southern gospel. For the past 8 years, she has faithfully carried his memory forward, posting pictures, stories, and songs that still touch lives today. Her faith shines through every note.
Well, didn't it rain, children? Rain all the time, didn't it?
Yes, you know it did.
Oh,
Didn't it rain?
well, didn't it rain, children? Rain all the time, didn't it?
Yes,
Didn't
you
it?
know it did.
Didn't it? Oh,
Didn't it rain? But after God told him what to do, Brother Noah began to tell, and you well, the ring of the hammer was judgment. The ring of the saw cried sinner repent. Well, now 100 years the hammer and saw building the ark by the grace of God. After the foundation was laid, hewed the timber, the ark was made. Well, they called in the animals 2 by 2, the ox, the camel, and the kangaroo. They called in Japheth, Shem, and Ham, and God began to flood the land. He raised up hands to the heavens on high, knocked the sun and moon from the sky, shook the mountains, stirred the sea, pitched the winds to his chariot to wheel, but it stood on land, stepped aboard, and he cried that time wouldn't be no more. Well, I know it rained,
Rain.
you know it rained,
Rain.
hard rain,
Rain.
cold rain,
Rain.
it rained all day,
Rain.
it rained all night,
Rain.
there was no death
Rain.
nowhere inside.
rain, rain,
Rain,
rain,
rain,
rain,
rain,
rain,
rain,
rain,
rain,
rain,
rain,
rain,
rain,
rain, rain,
rain,
rain,
rain,
rain,
rain,
rain,
rain,
rain, rain, go away, come and get another day. Rain, children, rain all the time, didn't it?
Yes,
Didn't it?
Joy Gardner. Joy Gardner has blessed millions with her powerful soprano voice through the Gaither Homecoming series. Her husband, Daryl Gardner, passed away in 2018. Instead of stepping away, Joy continued to minister through music. It's now been 7 years, and she's still faithfully singing, glorifying the Lord through every note. Her faithfulness reminds us that even through grief, worship can remain constant. Jean Johnson Kent, known for her grace and harmony in the Gaither Homecoming videos, was married to Danny Kent, who passed away in 2012. Since then, Jean has continued to appear at Gaither events and remains a quiet example of enduring worship. It's been 13 years, and she's still standing, still smiling, and still worshiping the Savior she's always sung about. Lily Fern Weatherford, known as one of the most respected voices in Southern gospel music, stood alongside her husband, Earl Weatherford, as part of the iconic Weatherford Quartet. When Earl passed away in 1992, Lily didn't stop ministering. She continued singing, appearing at Gaither Homecoming events, and inspiring thousands with her powerful testimony and deep-rooted faith. She remained active in ministry for over 20 more years until her later years when her health limited her travel. Lily's legacy is one of strength, honor, and unwavering dedication to the message of the gospel. Taranda Greene. Taranda Greene was one half of a deeply loved ministry couple. She and her husband, Tony Greene, of the legendary Greenes, blessed thousands with their powerful harmony and anointed music. In the final years of Tony's life, Taranda became more than a wife. She became a sacrificial caregiver, even donating one of her kidneys in an attempt to save him. Sadly, Tony passed away in September 2010 at just 41 years old. Despite unimaginable grief, Taranda didn't walk away from ministry. She continued singing, recording, and testifying to God's sustaining power through pain. Then, in 2016, God brought new joy into her life when she married Landon Bean, and together they continue to serve the Lord in music and ministry. It's been 14 years since Tony's passing, and Taranda still stands stronger, deeper, and more anointed than ever. Her voice carries not just melody, but healing. They didn't stop. These women, wives, mothers, ministers, worshipers, didn't pack up when the music faded and the spotlight dimmed. When grief came knocking, they met it with faith. When their husbands went home to glory, they didn't sit in silence. They sang. They served. They kept the legacy alive. Faye kept singing for 16 more years. Vestal lifted her voice even in sorrow. LuAnn pressed on for 19 years and counting. And Downing has now ministered for over 30 years since Paul's passing. Eva Mae sang for 20 more years after her husband's death. Rebekah is now 8 years strong, honoring Ben's legacy. Joy continues 7 years after her husband's passing, still raising a song. And Jean, even 13 years later, still shines with grace. These are not just stories of Southern gospel wives. These are stories of faithfulness, resilience, and anointed legacy. They show us that the call of God doesn't stop with sorrow. It rises, it grows, it endures. And friend, so can you. No matter what you've lost, no matter how hard the season may feel, God is not finished with your song. If this blessed your heart, please share this video to honor these amazing women and encourage someone else to stay faithful. Don't forget to subscribe for more stories of legacy, faith, and worship.